Hi everyone. For today's reflection, I wanted to reflect on the importance of human rights. So for me, I grew up without human rights. I grew up in Rhodesia in Zimbabwe, and we had to fight for our human rights, whether it was to go to the public pool to swim, or go to the same church services, or go to the cinema. We had to fight for those. So unfortunately for me, I'm still treated the same way in Canada. I'm treated the same way the temporary foreign workers get treated, like at teleperformance, where if you take longer than 3 minutes to go to the toilet, they mark you as missing in action. They don't accommodate you for your health, for your religion, nothing. So the scriptural references for human rights come from our Bible. That's where it starts. And people take it and they use it against you. They use compassion in the wrong way. They use empathy in the wrong way. If somebody is screaming and yelling at me all day, every day, for 8 hours a day, for 5 years, obviously I'm going to have health problems. And they say, oh, you didn't show any compassion. Lower your voice. Don't talk like that. You people don't know how to talk. That is wrong. And I tell them. I told many of the employers where I've worked, or even like at CIBC, they let me go because they didn't like my approach. Well, when you interviewed me, you saw who I was. You saw my personality. So why did you hire me and then keep on hurting me and letting me go? So it's very upsetting when you go through it. And even when we went out, we went out as a group, I had to ask the manager, can you help me with my coat? I mean, if a lady is standing in front of you and getting ready to leave, you should help her with her coat automatically. So these are just some of the things that are important in our scriptures to remember. The scripture tells us that, owe no one anything except love. Because if you love someone, you will treat them in a way that doesn't hurt them. And if you don't love them, you won't care. You won't care. Why do you care whether I'm there or not, whether I'm included or not? What's it got to do with you? Your life will be just fine whether I exist or not. But if you love me, you will want me with you. You will want me on your journey with you. And that's directly from the scriptures for today, for our Catholic Church. And Canada's a laughing stock now. And the scripture for today, it's from the 31st week of Ordinary Time. And it's basically telling us, happy the man who takes pity and lends. Today in Canada, you can't borrow. If you don't have a job, you're not working, so how are you supposed to live? There's no income supports in place for people like me whose jobs were taken away. And it's not our fault that we can't get work, because we're sitting and applying every day, and the unemployment rate is rising, and the government hasn't put in any supports for a basic income so people can pay their mortgages, their rents. And so a course correction is coming. It's already started with the dropping of prices in condominiums, and they're expecting it to be even better next year. So the prices are going to fall even more because people can't afford to rent, they can't afford to buy. And so there's no point saying that what our government is doing is not stupid, because it is. Because they're investing billions in infrastructure, in building affordable housing. That's what the budget's about. But people don't have jobs, so who's going to live there? And that also ties into the gospel for today, where it says we can't love anybody more than we love Christ. Not our mothers, our fathers, our children, our brothers, our sisters, nothing, not even our own lives. We have to love Christ more than anything. And this government has made a laughingstock of Canada. The scriptures for today tell us that if you intend building a tower, you sit down first, you work out the cost. And I'm paraphrasing, you see if you have enough to complete it. Otherwise, the onlookers will make fun of you, saying, here is the man who started and was unable to finish. Or what king marching against another king would not sit down and consider with 10,000 men if he could stand up to the other against him with 20,000? If not, while the other king was still a long way off, he would send envoys to sue for peace. So in the same way, none of you can be my disciples unless he gives up all his possessions. And for us as Christians, especially for us as women, we consecrate ourselves to Our Lady, to Saint Joseph, and we give all our worldly goods to them. Nothing that I have in my home is not under the mantle of Our Lady and Saint Joseph and Jesus. Everything I own is under their protection. And Canada's made a laughingstock out of us because we were the country that supported apartheid. I wasn't here then, I was back in Zimbabwe fighting for my human rights. But they eventually stood up with the rest of the world, probably because they had no choice, and said, we're not going to support this anymore. And the conservatives took the lead on that. So the same thing's happening today. People are being told you can't claim amnesty, you can't come to this country from a third country, even if you're fleeing persecution or political upheaval. They're being turned away. And many of them are educated people, but they're saying you can't do that. And also the temporary foreign workers program, that's how I got treated at Teleperformance. I've been in this country over 20 years. I got treated the same way that the temporary foreign workers get treated. And even if you don't put it in writing, today you can't get a job in Canada without somebody referring you and somebody opening that door for you. So it might not be in paper that you can't leave that company, but that's the reality. The people who get the promotions, the people who get the support, the people who get into those top paid jobs, it's all coordinated. Especially in banking, it's all coordinated. And then when I get in, they use it against me. They say, oh yeah, Jason Peel must have done special favors for her. That's why she got into BMO. No, he didn't. I get referrals just like everybody else. If there's anything Jason can do, the only thing he can do is put my name forward. After that, I have to go to the interview, I have to ace the interview, I have to do the job, I have to perform well. So stop giving Jason all the credit and give me some of the credit, because I'm a pretty good worker for the Lord. But I'm sitting at home, I have nothing. Today, if you go and look at Amnesty UK's website, look at the petitions on the violations of human rights. There are a couple for Canada. There's more coming up. There's a couple for America. There's not one for Zimbabwe. Not one. The economy tanked. Yeah, I know the economy tanked there, but you know what? They're coming up. They have a gold-backed currency. They have storage houses that are backed up by AI. Their gold bars are not these tiny little bars. They are big brick bars in the Reserve Bank. And what's happening to Canada? So Canada's a laughingstock now. And it's very, very sad. Because when people like me speak up in our workplaces, in our churches, in our families, we get treated badly. We get told we are the problem and that we are hurting our mothers and we are upsetting them. When we are actually doing what is right, we are actually doing what is good, and we're using our education in the right way. So This is not a Christian country. They do not celebrate Christmas. They do not have signs saying Merry Christmas in your workplace. Teleperformance had it because I asked for it. They say Happy Holidays because they want to build so-called inclusive workplaces. And Christians are suffering. Make no mistake. Christians are suffering, including me. We have no compensation. We have no supports coming in. We can't even go to a movie. A movie is too expensive for us to go to. So when I go to my Sting concerts, lo and behold, please don't begrudge me it. People travel from all over the world to come and see Sting in Toronto. So zip it and let me enjoy my life. Thank you.